Okay, so last time we discussed, okay, hold on. Yep. So last time we stopped with creating data frames from, we looked at how to create data frames from lists. So we have multiple lists, then we have to zip them, and then the zipped object should be used in pd.dataframe function. Or you can use dictionary, and from dictionary you can create a data frame. And you can create data frames from NumPy ND array. You can do that. And then we looked at some basic functions, like you can do .head parenthesis, .tail parenthesis, that will print the top few rows and the bottom few rows, and then .info parenthesis, that will give you basic information. And we also talked about how to convert a data type. If you have, pd.dataframe will automatically guess what the data type for a given set of data is going to be. But if you want to override that, then you can specify the data type that you want. And you're going to have, like in series, you're going to have row indexes for the data frame, and then you'll have column names, and column names are index objects. So it's like row name and column name. They both are index objects, okay, that have some special properties. Okay, so now we're going to look at how to read an external file into a data frame. So we're going to just look at one example. The next chapter, we're going to spend a whole lot of time bringing in external data sources from various sources, types. Okay? So right now, I want to show you that when you use this read_CSV, okay, the data will automatically come. You don't have to use the pd.dataframe function. pd read CSV will automatically bring the data in as a data frame. And it's going to assume by default that the very first row that you have at the top is going to be column names. If you don't have column names, then you have to say that I don't have any column names. We'll talk about all that in the next chapter. So right now, okay, we're going to read this file, tips.csv. CSV stands for what? Do you know? Comma, separated file, right? So let's look at what that file looks like. Okay, so you open the file. Okay, tips.csv. So this is what it's going to, okay, the data values are separated by comma. That's what CSV is. Okay. And data file, it's usually used with Excel when you want to bring in raw data. And you look at the very first line. You see that it has names for each column. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, and we have 6 names there. Okay. So now when you run this cell, okay, of course, you need to make sure that the path that you specify is where tips.csv file resides. Okay. If the path is not right, you're going to get an error. Okay. Okay, so I forgot to run our initial ritual, which is this. We have to run import NumPy as MP and import pandas as PD. Okay, otherwise, PD is not going to work. Okay, and okay, so there it is. Okay, run that. Then when I just try to display the data frame, it gives you the row indexes, and it gives you column indexes, the first 5 lines, the top 5 lines, and the last 5 lines of data. Okay? And also tells you how many rows of data is there and how many columns. Okay? So DF4 now is a data frame. You can do a df4.info that will give you the basic information, summary information. So it does tell you that it is a pandas data frame. So the type of object is pandas data frame. Tells you how many columns there are. Okay, well, it gives you the range index for the rows, and then the column index is here. There are columns, and for each column, it tells you what the data type is. Okay, it's automatically figuring out the data type. The first 2 are floating point data, and then we have text data, so that's coming in. There are 3 columns of text data, that is object, and then the last one is integer. Okay? Now we can change the data type after the fact, after having read the data in, and you say, all right, now I want to change the data type. Okay, so here smoker is yes or no, and day is day of the week. Okay, and then time is dinner or lunch. Okay, so these are actually categories. These are not like string objects like name or first name and last name. Those are string objects, right? Or title or things like that. Okay, but these are whether yes or no is actually Boolean, but let's not get to that point yet. So if you want to change, so let's say that we want to change the smoker and time to category. Okay, so this is the function that we will use as type. So and then you have to put that back in. If you simply use that, it's not the change of the data type will not be permanent, I think. So you have to put that back into DF4 smoker. So that will make it category. The next is time. That's the last, well, that one, smoker and time. Yes or no, here is dinner or lunch. Okay, and then I want to convert the day into a datetime object. So datetime object, we can use pd.toDateTime function, okay, of this column, and the format for 3-letter weekday is percentage lowercase a. Okay, so now that's going to convert those 3. So now if I do df4 info, so you're going to have floating point. So then smoker and time are category, day is date time, the rest of them are like before. And by the way, there was a problem with the date time formatting last time, but actually when I went back to my office and ran it, it ran. I don't know. Maybe I messed something up. I'm not sure. But that code is valid. The code that we discussed. Okay? So you read data using the read underscore CSV function that will automatically create a data frame, and it will infer data type. And if you want to change data type, you'll use as type function to change the data type to whatever that you desire. Okay? And we will revisit the reading function. There are many more read functions for reading various types of data. Okay, so we will revisit that in the next chapter.